Jungkook, have you arrived at the seafood restaurant? Mr. Min Hwan said he just wanted fast food. Jungkook took a deep breath, trying to calm his mind so as not to utter harsh words to the person currently calling him. Alright, sir. I'll look for fast food nearby. Any specific requests from Mr. Min Hwan? Jungkook tried his best to conceal his emotions. He wants fast food from the place right in front of the office. He doesn't want fast food from anywhere else. Moments later, Jungkook's emotions exploded. He knew he was just an intern at the prestigious and well-known company. But really, he had spent 2 hours coming here and suddenly his boss, who seemed like a devil, asked him to buy fast food right in front of their office. Jungkook was already quite emotional when asked to buy lunch from Mr. Min Hwan's favorite restaurant in Namyangju. Now he had to face the fact that his 2-hour journey here ended in vain. Just because he was an intern, his boss could be so unreasonable to him. Alright, sir. I'll return to the office as soon as possible and bring your food order. Rather than futile resistance, Jungkook simply complied with what his boss wanted. This was the 5th time Jungkook had changed internships because of his explosive emotions. If he followed his emotions now, Jungkook would have to retake this business management course next semester. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough time for that. The raindrops began to dampen Jungkook's shirt. Quickly, he ran towards the nearest bus stop to take shelter and wait for the bus to take him back to Seoul. 15 minutes had passed since Jungkook sought shelter at the nearest bus stop. Finally, the bus arrived. Jungkook immediately boarded the bus that stopped right in front of him. His shirt was slightly wet from the rain. Jungkook was fortunate that the bus wasn't too crowded, so he managed to find a seat. Unlike when he traveled here earlier, Jungkook had to stand for an hour due to the crowded bus. His patience was truly put to the test today, as thin as tissue paper. The bus Jungkook boarded finally arrived near his office, and he pressed the bell to notify the bus driver that he would disembark here. The bus stopped, and Jungkook got off. Immediately, Jungkook headed to the fast food restaurant right in front of his office. Despite it being their sudden change in food preferences, Jungkook would still be blamed if lunchtime ended before he managed to bring their food. Uncle, I'll have 2 kalguksu, 3 mandu, 4 bibimbapguksu, and 1 kongguksu, all packed to go. Jungkook ordered all the meals for his seniors and superiors. He had memorized their orders to save time and ensure he could grab a chance to have lunch. If Jungkook was late delivering their food, there was no chance he could enjoy his lunch peacefully. Even looking at his food would be difficult. His superiors would gladly pile up more tasks for him. Uncle, I've finished delivering all the orders. A girl hopped off a small motorcycle, looking just like her. Yin, please prepare this gentleman's order. He seems to be in a hurry. The girl immediately glanced at Jungkook. Please wait a moment, she said while making a cute gesture, linking her hands and bringing them near her ears. Jungkook was startled by the girl's cute behavior. Her beautiful face made Jungkook instantly fall for her. Unlike the glamorous women he usually saw, this girl looked simple yet incredibly beautiful to him. Yes, Jungkook replied a bit awkwardly, feeling embarrassed. He cursed his foolish behavior just now. Instead of acting cool, he embarrassed himself in front of the girl. The girl had left a while ago, but Jungkook was still busy cursing himself. It didn't take long for the girl to bring all of Jungkook's orders. Please pay at the cashier over there. Thank you. Jungkook stared at the girl for a while after receiving his orders. Is there anything else you need? Oh, no, nothing. Jungkook felt extremely awkward being caught staring at the girl for too long. The girl sighed in relief. I thought I did something wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry for making you confused. Jungkook then proceeded to the cashier to pay for his orders. She's pretty, isn't she? I can see you're quite captivated by her from here. Is she your daughter? Jungkook asked without beating around the bush. No, she's just a part-time worker here. Thanks to her beauty and friendly service, I've gained quite a few customers. Jungkook wouldn't be surprised to hear that. Even he, who was very picky about women, was immediately drawn to the girl just by looking at her. What more for other men out there? He thought she had a strong magnetic appeal. What's her name? Yin. If you're interested in her, come here more often. The restaurant owner smirked at Jungkook, intending to use Jungkook's interest to gain another new customer. Of course. Thank you, uncle. Jungkook paid for his food and left. All the misfortune Jungkook experienced a few moments ago was forgotten, replaced by the joy of meeting the girl of his dreams. After several years of not finding the right person, the feeling of love began to bloom in Jungkook's heart once again. You took so long to buy the food, Jungkook. Chan Ho grumbled impatiently, eager to have lunch. I apologize, sir. Jungkook replied with a cheerful expression, which was unusual for him. Normally, Jungkook would feel very annoyed if he was protested against. However, because Jungkook was in a good mood today, he didn't care about it at all. Did you win the lottery? You seem unusually happy today. More or less like that. Jungkook then went to his work desk. He ate his lunch eagerly, only needing a little time to finish it. With enthusiasm, he continued to tackle his piled-up workload. Several hours passed and Jungkook had finished his tasks. He couldn't stop glancing at the clock on his computer. He eagerly awaited the time to go home. He wanted to visit the fast food restaurant again to see the girl who had stolen his heart. It's already 5 in the evening, sir. I'll head home now. I've finished all my tasks. Jungkook got up from his seat and asked for permission to leave from Cheonho. Without waiting for a response, he immediately hurried away from there. You're back again, young man. The restaurant owner greeted Jungkook as he entered the restaurant. Of course. I'll have one kalguksu please, sir. I'll dine in. Jungkook placed his order and sat down, eagerly awaiting his food. Yin, prepare one kalguksu for this gentleman. The restaurant owner grinned knowingly, as if understanding Jungkook's purpose for coming. Alright. Yin replied from the kitchen, still busy with her tasks. Jungkook couldn't wait to see Yin again. While waiting for his food, he gathered his courage to approach Yin later. He had already decided to make Yin his girlfriend. This was what they called love at first sight. Ridiculous, isn't it? But that's love. It can drive people crazy. Jungkook cursed himself, feeling like he was one of those crazy people. Perhaps Jungkook's decision was too hasty, as he hadn't even gotten to know Yin at all. However, for some reason, he was certain that Yin was a good person and someone he had to pursue. A few minutes later, Yin brought his order. She was now walking towards Jungkook to deliver it. Jungkook's heart raced faster as Yin approached him. Here's your order, please enjoy. Yin placed the food on his table with a friendly smile. That sweet smile again. Jungkook felt like the world would be just fine as long as he could see that smile. Even after Yin walked away and returned to the kitchen, Jungkook kept watching her. The restaurant owner, who had been observing him, smiled fondly at the young man's antics. He was reminded of his own youth, naive and full of passion, who looked exactly like him. What time do you think she'll finish work? Jungkook asked the restaurant owner without hesitation as he paid for his meal. Why don't you just ask her directly? Do I need to call her over to give you a chance? Instead of answering his question, the restaurant owner teased him with a question of his own. No need. I'll just wait for her here. Alright, if that's what you want. Don't blame me if you have to wait a long time. After paying for his meal, Jungkook left the restaurant. He chose to wait for Yin to finish work at the bus stop in front of the fast food restaurant. From there, he could keep an eye on Yin when she finished her shift. While waiting, Jungkook contemplated various ways to approach Yin. He didn't want to act foolishly like the first time they met. Jungkook aimed to leave a good impression so that Yin would feel comfortable if he approached her. You, the guy who was eating at the restaurant earlier. Yin pointed towards Jungkook, who was leaning and dozing off. You. Jungkook's words trailed off. He had been waiting for Yin for 3 hours with all his preparations. Yet, it was the girl herself who approached him first, catching him off guard. All his thoughts on building a good impression in front of Yin seemed futile now, as she caught him in this embarrassing state. Why are you sleeping here? Haven't any buses passed by since then? I feel like I saw you leave the restaurant 3 hours ago. I was waiting for you. Jungkook replied honestly, still not fully awake. His response was spontaneous. Why were you waiting for me? Is there a problem? Yin asked, puzzled. Jungkook, now realizing the answer he had just given, began to wonder how to respond to her question. However, having already blurted it out, he decided to be honest. Because I'm interested in you. Jungkook answered straightforwardly. Yin laughed lightly upon hearing his response. You're interested in me? And you waited for me for 3 hours here? Yeah, that's right. How funny of you. Couldn't you have just asked for my number at the restaurant? I would have given it to you, even just for small talk. But you wouldn't have replied to my messages just for small talk, would you? True, you're clever, like you've had a lot of experience. Not really. This is the first time I've approached a girl. You're the first. Jungkook is clear. He doesn't want to be seen as a playboy by Yin. There's no need to explain. It's just my guess. No, I don't want you to misunderstand. Alright. I won't think like that again. So, what now? It's a pity to see you waiting for me for 3 hours. You even fell asleep here. It's okay. A beautiful woman like you deserves such effort. Jungkook starts to charm Yin with his words. He doesn't want to miss any chance. Your words are sweet. I hope it's not just at the beginning. Yin seems to be wary of sweet words like that. So, does that mean you're giving me a chance for the future? That's what I gather from your words. Jungkook flips her words into an opportunity. Why not? For a handsome man like you. Yin playfully teases Jungkook back. It's not just men who can do that. A week had passed since that night when Jungkook started getting closer to Yin. It turns out they have a lot in common in terms of hobbies, habits, and tastes. This makes them feel closer to each other more quickly. Yin is starting to get used to Jungkook's presence. When she's with Jungkook, she feels like she can be herself. Slowly, a growing feeling of fondness arises that she can't resist. "I'll come to your workplace after I finish work at the office later," Jungkook said over the phone. Jungkook usually calls Yin to check if she'll be working late or not today. If she's not working late, Jungkook will wait for Yin at the restaurant to go home together. "Okay, just come straight here. I'll get back to work now. I want to finish all these tasks quickly. Can't wait to see you again. Keep working. I'll be waiting here." Yin immediately hangs up the phone. It's moments like these that make Yin's heart slowly beat faster. Even during lunch earlier, Jungkook made time to meet her. Now Jungkook can't wait to meet again. The way Jungkook approaches her makes her feel very comfortable. Unlike other men who usually just give lots of gifts and meaningless sweet talk, Jungkook makes her feel comfortable with the small attention she needs. "You can go home early today. I need to close the restaurant early." Her boss suddenly came over and said, "Okay, uncle, thank you. I'll start cleaning up to close the restaurant." "Yes, carry on with your work." Her boss leaves, returning to the cash register to count the day's earnings. Yin quickly does her job. She wants to surprise Jungkook today by waiting for him in the lobby of his office. She can't wait to see Jungkook's happy expression when he sees her. "Thank you for your hard work. Here's your pay for today." Her boss hands her some money as she says goodbye to go home. Yin checks the circular watch on her wrist. It's still 4 p.m. Yin has plenty of time to surprise Jungkook. She walks leisurely towards Jungkook's office, which is right in front of the restaurant. Upon arriving at Jungkook's office, she headed straight to the cafe inside the office building. Yin ordered 2 vanilla lattes, intending to give one to Jungkook. After receiving her order, she sat down at one of the tables there. Yin took out her phone and sent a message to Jungkook. "Guess where I am?" After sending the message to Jungkook, she enjoyed her vanilla latte. The bitter and sweet taste blended perfectly on Yin's palate as she sipped the drink. Yin glanced at her phone, waiting for a reply from Jungkook. Usually, Jungkook would respond to her messages in no more than 5 minutes, even when he was busy. But there was still no reply from Jungkook. 20 minutes had passed, and still no response from Jungkook. This was unusual. Maybe he was really busy, Yin thought. She stopped staring at her phone, which remained silent. She shifted her gaze around. Yin's eyes stopped at a man and a woman standing over there. The man looked familiar to Yin. When she focused her eyes, it was indeed Jungkook. She couldn't hear their conversation from this distance. Yin was very curious about what they were talking about. She felt the urge to go over there and listen to their conversation, but she couldn't do that. Moments later, Jungkook seemed to stand up and walk away from the girl. He headed towards her, near the cafe exit. The girl followed Jungkook's steps, managing to catch up with him. Suddenly, the girl hugged Jungkook from behind. Yin's eyes met Jungkook's when the girl hugged him, and Yin felt a little disappointed. She suppressed her emotions, not wanting to show any gloomy expression on her face. It seemed that Yin didn't mean much to Jungkook, yet she thought their relationship was special all this time. Yin stood up slowly from her seat and then left the place quietly. She left the vanilla latte she ordered for Jungkook behind. "Yin, wait, this isn't what you think." Jungkook tried to break free from the embrace of the girl behind him. He felt guilty for causing Yin to misunderstand. "You're already with her. I don't want to disturb your relationship," Yin said with a hesitant smile. Then she walked away from there. "No, Yin, you've got it wrong." Jungkook pushed the girl, who hugged him firmly, to move away from him. Quickly, he followed Yin, who had already left. "Yin, please wait. You must be misunderstanding. Just listen to me for a moment. I really need to talk to you." "Misunderstanding? What misunderstanding? Did I misunderstand seeing you hugged by another woman?" "No, I didn't. Did I?" "The truth is, you were hugged by her." Yin ran away, leaving Jungkook and the girl behind. Foolish. Jungkook cursed himself, trying to chase after Yin, hoping she would give him a chance to say something. However, his efforts were in vain. Yin was too quick to get away from him. "Why did you leave just like that, Yin?" Jungkook said, unable to believe what had just happened. He couldn't guess or determine where Yin was going. Jungkook could only watch as the bus took Yin further away. Several days had passed, and Jungkook hadn't heard anything from Yin. When he tried to find her at the restaurant, the owner said she had quit her part-time job there. Jungkook had been trying to contact Yin, but it yielded no results. He wanted to visit Yin at her house, waiting for her there until she was willing to listen to him. Unfortunately, Jungkook didn't know exactly where Yin's house was. She had never allowed Jungkook to escort her home all this time. The last message Jungkook received from Yin was her waiting for him to come home from work that night. Fate was truly ironic. Why did Yona have to confess her feelings to him that time? Jungkook was supposed to confess his feelings to Yin that night and ask her to be in a more serious relationship. Hey, why are you daydreaming like that? Yoonwoo came up from behind and patted his back. Still thinking about that Yin girl? Jungkook just shrugged, not wanting to entertain Yoonwoo's questions. He had told Yoonwoo everything about Yin, but Yoonwoo completely disagreed with their relationship. He was even grateful that Jungkook hadn't pursued anything serious with Yin. Yoonwoo felt Jungkook was more suited to glamorous, wealthy women who were on his economic level. He believed Jungkook deserved someone who was an heiress to a large company, just like him. Yoonwoo argued that there was such a high social gap between Yin and him, which would surely pose problems in their relationship. He also feared that Yin might just exploit Jungkook if she knew his true identity. Maybe fate knows someone like Yin, that's why it's protecting you from that bad fate. Just imagine if she only used your wealth and left you for a richer man. Yoonwoo didn't stop trying to warn Jungkook. I've told you, she's not like that. She never asked for anything from me when we were close. She even treated me with her own money from her part-time job, which wasn't much. On what basis do you accuse her of being a gold digger? If she were looking for a wealthy man, she wouldn't work so hard. Besides, nobody knew my background when I interned there. Jungkook didn't accept Yoonwoo's perception of Yin. Fine. She's the best woman in your eyes. Let's see what happens when she finds out your identity. Yoonwoo remained steadfast in his perception of Yin because Jungkook had also been involved with several girls similar to Yin, and they all ended the same way. They just used Jungkook's wealth. None of them truly loved him. Jungkook got up from there, not wanting to hear Yoonwoo's nagging any longer. He went to the classroom, leaving Yoonwoo still sitting on their campus bench. Jungkook had returned to continue his final semester. His internship had ended a month ago. The students were now busy preparing their theses as a graduation requirement. The classroom was already quite busy. Yoonwoo managed to catch up and sit next to Jungkook without feeling guilty. Though they often disagreed, they never argued. That's why Jungkook and Yoonwoo had been close friends for quite some time. Soon, the teaching professor entered the classroom. A girl followed the professor from behind. When Jungkook noticed her, his eyes widened as he saw who was in front of the class. It was Yin, the girl he had been looking for all this time. Alright, before we begin the class, let me introduce Yin. She is my assistant and will be helping me teach in my course starting today. Professor Lee introduced Yin to the students. After that, the lesson began. There she is. That Yin? Yes, that's Yin, the girl I've been searching for. Why didn't you tell me it was her? She's quite popular in our department. Didn't you know? Not only beautiful, but she's also smart and kind. She doesn't even act snobby towards people who approach her. Really? How come I didn't know she was that famous on our campus? She's famous because she's the top student. Many professors pay her to be their assistant. Usually she will help the lecturers to check the students' answer sheets from quizzes or exam results. Yes, if this is the Yin you mean, I think she can be considered too. But you still have to test her. She could be secretly materialistic too. The classroom was very quiet. Unlike usual, the class, dominated by male students, observed Yin sitting alone as if preparing some questions for the students to answer later, while the lecturer continued to teach. Soon Yin rose and began writing on the board, containing several questions that would be used for the quiz in the class. Look, it seems like many people admire her. Yeah, I can see that clearly. Jungkook said curtly. He felt annoyed by it. Are you jealous? Yoonwoo laughed at Jungkook, who seemed very jealous at the moment. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything from you. Just a moment ago you were criticizing her and now you're mocking me. Yin didn't seem to notice Jungkook's presence there. She didn't look in Jungkook's direction at all. If Yin knew Jungkook was there, she might be very surprised because she had been avoiding Jungkook since that day even though Jungkook kept contacting her. Yin no longer felt comfortable with Jungkook and didn't want to meet him anymore. She even quit her part-time job near Jungkook's office so that Jungkook couldn't find her again. Finally, the class ended and the students prepared to leave the classroom. Thank you for your hard work, Yin. No problem, Professor Lee. I'm the one who should thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this job. No problem. In fact, I was quite helped by you. I'll leave now. Professor Lee then left the classroom to continue his business. Yin remained, tidying up her things. Suddenly, it's been a while since we last met, Yin. A man suddenly approached Yin and greeted her. When she saw the source of the voice, Yin was very surprised. Why did she meet Jungkook here? Jungkook, how come you're here? Aren't you an intern? My internship has ended. I'm also studying here. Now I'm continuing my final semester. Oh, I see. Well, I have to go. Yin hurried away after finishing arranging her things. She still wasn't ready to face Jungkook. Yin, wait, can't we talk for a moment? Jungkook held her hand as she was about to leave. Yin looked at Jungkook. Please, just listen to my explanation once. I won't bother you after this. Jungkook pleaded with a desperate look on his face. Yin felt sorry for Jungkook's desperation. Alright, just this once. Jungkook took Yin to a cafe near the campus. The atmosphere in the cafe was calm and comfortable enough for them to have an intense conversation. Jungkook went to order drinks for them first. Yin watched as Jungkook walked away. She had been avoiding Jungkook all this time because she was afraid of forgiving him too easily and forgetting what had happened. She didn't want to be hurt by a man again. Jungkook returned to sit in front of Yin after getting their drinks. 2 vanilla lattes, just as Yin had ordered back then. I've stopped drinking vanilla lattes. They only taste bitter to me now, thanks to you. Yin was straightforward with Jungkook. Since that incident, bitterness was all that Yin could remember. I'm sorry. It used to be your favorite drink. It's okay, so what do you want to tell me? Yin asked straight to the point. She didn't want to linger here. She would listen to Jungkook's explanation and then plan to leave immediately. Yin, be my girlfriend. Weren't you here to explain what happened that day to me? Yes, that's one of the reasons, but this is more important. I had planned to confess my feelings to you that night, to take you to Namsan Tower and express my feelings to you. But we ended up parting ways on bad terms that day. I've been waiting a long time to do this for you. What about that woman? She's just someone who likes me. I rejected her feelings because I really like you. But she didn't give up when I left her that time. I don't know why she suddenly hugged me. I was distraught with her. Now Yin begins to understand what happened that night. It turns out she misunderstood Jungkook. She had been cheated on by her previous boyfriend, and ever since then, negative thoughts often haunted her mind. Yin thought maybe Jungkook had done the same thing to his girlfriend. Yin refused to be the object of infidelity between Jungkook and his girlfriend because she knew how painful it was to be cheated on. She distanced herself from Jungkook because of that. This made Yin unwilling to hear Jungkook's explanation at all. It was difficult for her to open her heart again after her ex who had betrayed her. I didn't know it happened like that. I'm sorry. I was prejudiced against you. It's okay. What matters is I've met you again now. So, will you be my girlfriend? Jungkook asks again, because he's eager for her answer. Alright, actually, I also have feelings for you. Jungkook smiles widely, holding her hand and kissing her hands. Thank you. I promise I won't disappoint you again. I'm sorry for misunderstanding you. Jungkook and Yin's relationship is still going strong after 100 days. Today, Jungkook wants to celebrate their 100th day. He promised to pick up Yin at her apartment tonight. Today, Jungkook plans to reveal a bit of his identity to her because he feels very confident in her. Throughout this time, Jungkook has tested Yin enough by taking her to simple places. They've always eaten at roadside stalls and never went to a restaurant. They always travel by public bus. Jungkook has never bought Yin a gift, but tonight, Jungkook will treat Yin like a queen. Are you serious about picking me up? Just tell me where to go. I'll take the bus there. Don't waste your money on renting a car. I don't need that at all. Don't worry about that. I'll give you a special treat tonight. Thank you for sticking with me for 100 days until today. Jungkook felt even more confident hearing Yin's words. He accelerated his car even faster. Jungkook couldn't wait to meet Yin tonight. Wait for me. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Jungkook hung up the phone and focused on driving his car. Exactly. After waiting for 10 minutes, a luxurious car stopped right in front of Yin. Jungkook stepped out of the car in his neat outfit. Please, my princess, enter. I will pamper you tonight. Jungkook opened the car door and guided Yin's hand to enter the car. Are you out of your mind? I don't need to be treated like a princess. Let's return this car. Yin now looked panicked and worried. She didn't want Jungkook to spend all his money on this. You must have spent all your savings to rent this car, right? Don't worry. I still have plenty of money to treat you like a princess tonight. Just enjoy what I've prepared for you. I would feel sad and disappointed if you didn't enjoy it. Jungkook put on a sad face to melt Yin's heart. This method always worked with Yin. Alright. Yin finally remained silent and followed the plan prepared by Jungkook. Where are we going today? Yin asked from inside the car. Yongsan-gu, by the river at Lida restaurant. Jungkook drove the car before receiving any further protests from Yin. Yin once again felt sorry and uneasy about Jungkook, knowing he might have spent all his savings on this special day. Yin wanted to stop Jungkook, but she was afraid he would feel belittled and disappointed if she didn't appreciate the effort he had put in. Yin was truly okay with their simplicity so far. She cared more about Jungkook's kindness towards her. Don't look so worried like that. I've already told you. I'll be sad if you don't enjoy it. Jungkook felt guilty seeing Yin worried, yet, for him, This was nothing compared to what he wanted to do for her. Alright, thank you, I'll enjoy it. Yin smiled sweetly and stopped worrying about Jungkook. That's enough for tonight. I don't want you to go overboard like this. Why, aren't you happy? Oh, my darling, it's not that I'm not happy, but wouldn't it be better to save the money for more important things? Our future is more important than you treating me to fancy meals like this. Jungkook just smiled softly while looking at Yin, who felt uncomfortable about his gestures. Actually, he had been wanting to reveal his true identity, but seeing Yin being so understanding like this was quite delightful for him. Yin, tonight you must attend the celebration of our company's 20th anniversary. Yin felt annoyed hearing what her father told her. How nice. It's so great to be part of your company, Dad. Everything is always celebrated, even at the expense of your own daughter. Why are you saying that? I want you to stop arranging my marriage with any men, especially those related to business. I want to choose my own husband according to my own preferences, not based on business ties. You can't just choose your life partner randomly, Yin. What if that man brings harm to you? Well, in that case, I'll just spend more time away from this house and rarely come back. I'm only thinking about what's best for you. Can't you understand that? I don't understand, Dad, and I never will. I'll never agree to be arranged in marriage, no matter what. So stop repeatedly matchmaking me with men who keep changing. I don't want any of them. You just haven't found the right one yet. I have found him, in my own way. Who is he? What's his background? You don't need to know, as long as I love him. I need to know. I don't want my son-in-law to come from just anyone. Dad, stop judging people like that. Isn't it more important that he's a good person? Good is not enough, Yin. You need to eat, you need to support yourself, you need to provide for your children, you need to prepare for their education expenses. You can't just live on love alone. It's up to you, but I'm not going to let you arrange my marriage. I only want to marry someone of my own choice. Yin immediately went into her bedroom. Leaving her father alone, she locked herself inside. Night fell. It was time for the company's anniversary celebration. Yin was ready in her luxurious gown, looking stunning and captivating tonight as she was the sole heir to her father's company. Many guests arrived that evening. They were all from the elite circle, such as Yin's family and the company's associates. Yin had to maintain her friendly smile while meeting her father's business associates along with their children. It was time for Yin to put on her angelic mask. Allow me to introduce the Jeon family. They are our company's biggest investors. Her father introduced Yin to one of his business associates. I'm Yin, pleased to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Jeon. Yin put on her sophisticated smile and tried to behave as amicably as possible. Nice to meet you too. It's a pleasure. You look absolutely beautiful. Thank you for your kind words, Mrs. Jeon. My son is around your age as well. It would be nice if you two could get to know each other and become close. Yin started to feel uncomfortable, realizing where this conversation was heading. It was evident that Mrs. Jeon wanted to set her up with her son. If you're interested, we can discuss it with Mr. Park, honey. Mr. Jeon immediately supported his wife's suggestion. This was troublesome. Yin needed to find a way to refuse politely without offending her father. What do you think, Mr. Park? Isn't it a great idea? That's an excellent idea indeed. I would be delighted to have a good son-in-law like your son. Where is he anyway? Where's that boy? He said he went to the restroom, but he's been gone for so long. Mrs. Jeon's eyes started to scan the room, looking for her son. There he is. Jungkook, come here. I have a potential wife for you. Mr. Jeon called his son, who had just entered the room. Now all four of them turned their attention to Jungkook. Yin was surprised to see who was approaching them. Jungkook, her boyfriend. But wasn't Jungkook just a common guy? How could he be the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jeon, who own the largest company in Korea? What do you say? Do you like our son? Mr. Jeon asked again after Jungkook joined them. Just like Yin, Jungkook was equally shocked. So, all this time, they had been hiding their identities from each other. That's what was going through their minds right now. Of course, Dad. What woman would reject a handsome man like me? Jungkook smirked mischievously at Yin, while Yin looked a bit awkward seeing him. Well then, you two should get to know each other better. Take some time to sit together somewhere. There's no need, Dad. Yin, you? Her father was almost angry at her response, which seemed like a blatant rejection, but Yin immediately spoke again. He's the one, Dad? What? What do you mean? He's the man I mentioned this afternoon. He's my boyfriend. Everyone who heard this was surprised, while Jungkook just gave a thin smile to her. Wow, so, you two are already dating? How about we start planning your wedding right away? What?